last week in Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Old Lady House, a situation comedy. And you know what? This is furthermore proof of my theory when we started talking about Always Sunny, is that they're just going to do whatever they want and tackle whatever kind of genres they want within the confines of that TV show.
Exactly.
So if they're like, we want to do like a sitcom, but like make fun of how sitcoms are produced and the things that they do in them. Yeah. So basically, Mac and Charlie's mother live together.
And
they've been living together since like season 6.
Yeah, a long time they've been living together.
Because, what was it, Mac's mom's house that burned down?
Yeah, because she fell asleep holding her cigarette and just her house went up.
That's why you shouldn't smoke inside, man. You fall asleep outside,
You just burn the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
But then everybody has to go live with Charlie's mom. So anyway...
Charlie gets a letter.
A very odd letter.
It's like a ransom note.
But coming from Charlie's mom, it's not surprising if we've seen the way that Charlie writes.
Exactly.
Because he can't.
Yeah.
He writes in pictures.
He is, in fact, illiterate. But Charlie gets this ransom note looking thing from his mom.
Yeah, cut and pasted from magazines and stuff.
And he's arguing with Mac at the very beginning because Charlie is convinced that Mac's mom is abusing her.
Right.
And Mac is convinced that Charlie's mom is the devil or something. And
they're both pretty shitty people.
They are, of course, because they're in this show.
Right. And their lives are terrible because... Yeah. They've been impacted by the cast of characters from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Exactly. No, the main cast of characters from It's Always Sunny are kind of like a malignant cancer that just keeps spreading to everyone and that they come in contact with.
And just it makes you terrible.
Yeah.
It makes your life horrible.
Yeah.
So... Basically, they go in, and of course, Dennis has all these hidden cameras.
All this surveillance equipment.
Because it's no fun if they know they're being taped. He actually says that.
He does. Yeah.
He's terrible.
He is.
I want to introduce a game. We need to, like, maybe on next week's show, we'll do a Who Said It, Dennis Reynolds or Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Okay. See if you can guess.
Yeah, we'll make that a segment next week.
Yeah.
Who said it?
Who said it, Dennis or Donald? But anyway, so they set up the cameras in the
like the living room. They set some up in the kitchen,
the hallway. So Dennis kind of he's got his whole computer set up with he can switch to different camera angles and everything like that. So he's watching and he's noticing that they're kind of got this odd couple dynamic kind of thing going. Where he's all like talking about their comedic timing, and Charlie's mom is like almost about to hit her with a hammer while she's asleep.
Oh, you
want to sleep? Mom is asleep.
You want to sleep, huh? You'll be sleeping forever.
Yeah.
Like...
And then all of a sudden she wakes up, and he's like, "This is great," and he starts adding in like laugh tracks, and he plays it with and without the laugh track.
And they're like, "No, it's dark again. No, put the laugh track back on."
No, it's great, and there's something to be said about a laugh track. Back whenever I was in Springfield doing local, I fell in with the local filmmakers, and we would do like comedy sketches and stuff that we thought was funny. Of course, it was just absolute garbage. But we did this one where I was like, "Hey, let's put a laugh track into this," and it actually did make it a lot funnier.
That's so
especially
weird.
if it's in scenes that don't necessarily need
have
to be funny.
Have anything that is funny in the middle. If you just
them.
plug a laugh track, if we were to have like a laugh track button and we just set it like during the middle of things that are just abjectly not funny.
Yeah.
It would then make that funny.
Right, I guess so. But, laughter is infectious, Chris. And so that's maybe the point that they're trying to make.
It's like a yawn.
Or, and he says something to the effect of, how are people going to know it's funny unless we tell them it's funny? Which is very true.
It's like the Big Bang Theory. How are they going to know if it's funny or not?
Right. You've got to put that laugh track in there. So Dee walks in and notices that they're filming these things, and she's like, "Oh, I've get me on this show, like it's a real thing."
Yeah, and
they're only watching it like themselves. It's not like being broadcast anywhere. They don't ever talk about shopping it around to a network or anything like that. It's all just for their amusement.
Yeah,
which is still terrible.
Of course it is,
because they're spying on two old ladies. But like they say, old women don't count because there's a certain line that a woman crosses where she just becomes an old person. And then Dee's like, well, what about a man? She's like, no, a man's a man forever. Dee, shut up.
God, I'd forgotten about that exchange. But
yeah. I forgot about it too until just now. So nice. There. But anyway, so Dee goes in and she's trying to do this wacky neighbor
dumb thing,
and really they don't put any laugh track on her at all.
No, they don't,
and it definitely, I think, kind of proves the point that they were trying to make when they were talking about putting a laugh track in the first place. Because even Charlie or Mac, he's like, why is this not funny? And he's like, why aren't you doing a laugh track thing? He's like,
because I don't know where to put it.
Where am I going to put it? I mean, they could have just put it anywhere, and it probably would have at least sounded like it was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't. And I think that kind of proves their point. And maybe the whole purpose of this episode is just to kind of take jabs at TV sitcoms in general.
Oh yeah.
But so she gets her head stuck in the banister. And so then they start zooming in on the butt and putting in fart noises. And she doesn't know what's going on.
And like people keep coming in and like walking up the stairs, and she's like, hey, can you help? Like, no.
Oh, it's way funnier from this side.
It's way funnier from this side.
Mac goes over there to help his mom because Dennis is starting to say, well, I'm cutting your mom from the show. She's just not funny.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, she can be funny. She's going to pop, man. Just give it a chance. She's going to pop. And then you've got the neighbor or the Uncle Jack.
Uncle Jack.
Yeah, he comes
lawyer.
in. Yeah, with the fake hands. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't have my hands on. And he's got this weird, like, pedophile pornography kind of vibe going. He's like, I'm going to get something out of the attic. Like, what was it, like a videotape or something?
Yeah, something
some
to that
videotapes
effect.
Out of the floorboard of the attic.
And he's always trying to get close to Charlie and
and his mom.
Yeah.
Which leads us to Frank. Because he goes over there and he just puts the moves on her.
I'm gonna be the scumbag that just comes in and bangs the mom.
Yeah, and he does. Well, he almost gets there.
He starts to. Yeah.
But that's the thing about Frank. And that's a question I want to raise about Frank. And I wanted to do it whenever we started talking about just like Always Sunny in general. Mm-hmm. How much money do you think he has?
I mean, we know that he's still incredibly wealthy.
Right, because in that episode where he lost his memory and thought it was 1996 again, or 2006 again, he writes a check to Dee and Dennis for $8 million. So, at least in his mind, he thought he had $8 million. And in the ski resort episode, even though that was like a parody of those 80s movies or whatever, it was still, I consider it canon in the Always Sunny universe because it happened. He buys a ski resort. So he had the money to do that. And it's just like, how much money? What's Frank Reynolds' net worth? And why does he sleep in Charlie's apartment and share a bed with him?
Because he likes it.
I guess so.
Like, because they
with the toe knife.
In that amnesia episode where Frank gets amnesia, like, they even talk about that.
Right. And even there's a line that he says in one of the episodes that's always stuck with me, and he goes, I'm not sure how many years on this planet I have left, and I'm going to get real weird with them. And he does.
Yeah, he does.
He does. But anyway,
very much does.
Back to last week on Always Sunny. So really, it kind of is a little anticlimactic, this episode, in my opinion, because it kind of just ends abruptly.
Yeah.
Dennis is just like, no, I'm done. We're done. Show's over. It's been canceled.
It's turned into a reality show. It's not funny anymore once they know that they're being recorded.
Right. But there's kind of like you see that he set up the cameras on them. The gang. And maybe this is going to be like a show within a show.
Yeah.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia within Always Sunny in Philadelphia. How crazy would that be if like the rest of the season was just rehashes of old episodes and he goes back to the control room and is like editing them together?
I mean, they could do it, and it would probably still be great.
Yeah. Anyway, what did you think of that episode? Let us know on the comments below, and we'll just go ahead and move on.
Move right along.